poet Robert Frost wrote, "Two roads diverged in the woods, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference." In Toastmasters, we have two paths. We have the communication path, then we have a leadership path. Now, probably 95% of our Toastmasters join to improve their communication skills. A few years ago, Toastmasters, under Alfred Herzing at the time as president, made a bold move. We want to be as well known for our leadership skills as we are for our communication skills. The organization is going to be turning 85 years old, as we already heard, in October. The first 80 years was really communication. So we have a lot of catching up to do. But just as this is a great laboratory for practicing and honing our communication skills, it is also a great organization for honing our leadership skills. An example. We heard Saeed, he's kind of stole my thunder. It's amazing. I was going to bring out a lot of the same things that he did. Saeed and several others, but mostly Saeed, have really been promoting this club as the world's finest. I'm a little more politically correct, especially as a pastor and national director, having just served 2 years on the board. And I know of at least half a dozen other clubs in this general area that are very comparable to this club. I'll share with you an example. I visited a Hollywood club. I've visited there actually several times. They have a world champion of public speaking. We don't. Lance Miller. But I remember when I visited that club, one of the first times I visited, I was looking at their ribbons, and they've had a great past. And I saw their wonderful plaque for Presidential Distinguished Club. Now this is the old system where it was by points. And they were talking about their club, and I was impressed. It's a very great, very fine club. And finally, when it came time to introduce myself, I said, well, my name is Richard Snyder. I'm a past president of Master Motivators and running for international director. And I belong to a club that has 5 of these plaques. And they were very impressed. Yeah. So we certainly, I think certainly are one of the finest clubs in the world. And I won't say the finest, but I'll say among the finest clubs. And I think more than anything is because of the members. It's all about the members of the club. People that Saeed talked about already. And this club, more than any that I know, have members that go above and beyond the club level. In 80% of the clubs, the members go to the meetings, practice their skills, and go home. This club, we just had a contest yesterday. And next week we've got another one. This club regularly has members participate in the contest. This club, like Steve Baer and Johnny and Lee, regularly has members serve beyond the club level. You don't find that commitment at most clubs. When a member finishes their now CC award, Competent Communicator, first 10 speeches, they receive a wonderful badge. That's something else this club does that some clubs don't do. I remember when I finished my first, it was a CTM then, I didn't get one, but nobody did, so I didn't think anything of it. After you finish another 10 speeches, you get now an AC badge, which used to be an ATM. So they build speeches, build on speeches. Hopefully, somewhere around that CC to AC, and maybe even a little bit before, somebody says, Johnny, Lee, I think you'd make a great leader. I think you'd make a great area governor, Steve. The great thing about this organization is, as I mentioned, if we fall, there's somebody there to help us, to pick us up. And yet, a lot of times when somebody says, hey, Paula, I think you'd make a great leader. What? Not me. They disappear. So I encourage and I challenge each of you, because if you stay around this organization long enough, somebody like a Saeed or myself or Dolores is going to say, Johnny, I think you make a great leader. Barbara. And Barbara's also been an area governor. I remember years and years ago when she was an area governor. You would make a great leader, and you were a great leader. The great thing is that about this organization, if you do fall, there are going to be people there to help you. And you learn by failing. Lance Miller, I mentioned him a little bit earlier ago. I had the opportunity to compete against him at the 2003 Regional Speech Contest. This was the semifinals for the World Championship of Public Speaking. I heard his speech and I thought, well, I'm not going to win today. He went over by 2 seconds. 1 second, 2 seconds. However, 2 years later, he didn't go over. He won that region, and then the speech he had given that region in Las Vegas, he gave again. Ka-ching! That was the title of the speech. And ka-ching! He won. So, what I encourage and challenge each of you, work on your speeches. But when the opportunity comes, when the door opens, don't say no. It's been a wonderful journey. I remember years and years ago, somebody asked me to be, actually, one of my mentors asked me to be an area governor. I looked around, are you talking to me? This is about 15, 16 years ago. I'd been Toastmasters 2 years. I didn't know what being an area governor meant. But he said, I will be there. I will help you. And then I talked to Dolores' wife, Chuck. And he was a mentor. Dolores' husband. See, we all make mistakes. But we learn. There's always somebody there to help us. Recently, I had a bunch of these badges. I've had them for a long time. And my wife said, you don't have any more room now. I'm going to throw them out. I said, no. That's all part of my history, my background. And I've learned so much. I made such wonderful friends. And that's something maybe we don't think about. Along this wonderful path we call Toastmasters is the wonderful people we come in contact with. And the lives we touch and influence. I've had people that come up to me and say, Richard, you've inspired me to become a leader in Toastmasters. Wow. They say, yeah, I figure if you can do it, I know I can do it. Well, it was either put something together or throw them out. So after my wife said I'm going to throw them out, I thought, I better do something with them. So this has been my wonderful path. The road less traveled through Toastmasters. If you get the opportunity, or when you do, say yes. Yes, I want to take the road less traveled. Mr. Toastmaster.